A massive trade has just shaken the NFL landscape, and fans are pointing fingers at the most unexpected person imaginable to explain the move. Ram It. The blockbuster acquisition of Myles Garrett by the Los Angeles Rams has left everyone stunned. But the real question isn't just about the salary cap or defensive schemes. It's about a romantic connection that many believe shifted the entire trajectory of this franchise. A big shout out to our loyal fan Mark from Los Angeles, who asked us to dive into this drama. Could an Olympic legend really be the secret catalyst behind this championship-level move? You need to hear why this deal is being called the ultimate power play. So hit that subscribe button right now because we are breaking down the implications of this seismic shift that has every Rams fan talking. The reason for all this attention is the high-profile trade that brought perennial All-Pro defensive end Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns to our Los Angeles Rams. At the center of this debate is his partner, the legendary Olympic gold medalist snowboarder Chloe Kim. While front office decisions are usually built on draft capital and defensive metrics, the narrative surrounding this trade has taken a wild turn toward the personal. Fans across social media are speculating that Garrett's desire to be closer to his girlfriend, who calls Los Angeles home, played a massive role in him forcing his way to the West Coast. This isn't just a simple roster update, it is a complex intersection of professional ambition and personal lifestyle that has left the league buzzing. By arriving in LA, Myles Garrett joins a squad already led by Matthew Stafford that is clearly in Super Bowl or bust mode. The timing of this trade, happening after June 1st, adds layers of logistical complexity to the financial side of the deal. But for the fan base, the Chloe Kim factor is the only story that matters. It's a move that transforms our defensive front overnight and signals that the Rams are pulling out all the stops to maximize this championship window. Myles Garrett isn't just a player, he is a statement of intent, and having him in our colors while being closer to his support system in Torrance suggests a level of commitment that could be the missing piece for this defense. The scrutiny on their relationship is intense, but from a football perspective, this is exactly the kind of superstar talent needed to elevate a team that is already knocking on the door of another Lombardi trophy. The arrival of a talent like Myles Garrett changes the defensive philosophy for Sean McVay and his coaching staff instantly. We are talking about a player who brings a unique blend of speed, power, and high-level IQ that was clearly lacking in our pursuit of consistent pressure. By landing a veteran of his caliber, the Rams have effectively upgraded from a group that relied on scheme to a unit that now dictates the tempo of the game. Why this really matters to the fans is simple. This is about competing for rings right now. The frustration of past seasons is being replaced by the reality that we have arguably the most terrifying defensive duo in the league. This is a massive win for the franchise, not just because of the talent coming in, but because of the message it sends to the rest of the NFC. The Rams aren't rebuilding. They are loading up for one more legendary run with Matthew Stafford. When you look at the landscape of the division, having a player who can single-handedly ruin an opponent's game plan is a luxury we haven't possessed in years. The impact on the locker room will be immediate as well. Younger players now have a gold standard to emulate, and the energy in the facility is bound to shift toward a more aggressive, winning mindset. This trade wasn't just about moving a contract, it was about positioning ourselves to dominate the trenches, which remains the most important part of winning in January. We are effectively pushing our chips to the center of the table, and for a franchise that loves to be aggressive, this is the ultimate move. Every snap this season is going to be watched with a different level of intensity because the bar has been set to the highest possible level. When we analyze the compensation sent to Cleveland, it's clear that the Rams were willing to pay a premium to secure a game changer before the window closes. By offloading a heavy package including picks and the promising young Jared Verse, the front office is betting that Myles Garrett is the final piece of the puzzle. This isn't just about replacing production, it is about bringing in a leader who understands what it takes to perform at the highest level of the NFL. The discourse surrounding the Chloe Kim influence might be the viral hook, but the reality is that Myles Garrett was desperate to land on a team that could actually win it all. His time in Cleveland had reached a stalemate regarding championship contention, and he made it clear he wanted to be where the winning is happening. Los Angeles provides that stage. It provides the lights, the high-profile teammates, like Puka Nacua and Davante Adams, and the visionary leadership of Sean McVay. For the fans, this represents a return to the all-in identity that brought us success previously. We aren't worried about the draft picks 5 years from now. We are worried about the defensive stands we need to make against our divisional rivals this December. The shift in our defensive identity is profound. We are moving from a system of building depth to a system of acquiring elite, top-tier difference makers. This is how you win in the modern NFL, by being bold, taking risks, and understanding that the shelf life of a championship roster is incredibly short. Myles Garrett is the embodiment of that philosophy, and his presence on the field will force every offensive coordinator in the league to rethink how they attack our front. The consequences of this move will be felt throughout the entire division and beyond as teams scramble to adjust their blocking schemes. Think about the nightmare scenario for any offensive tackle having to deal with the pressure that Myles Garrett will generate on every single passing down. This is the definition of a force multiplier. It forces the opposing team to keep an extra blocker in, which then opens up lanes for our secondary and our linebackers to operate more freely. The ripple effect of this trade goes far beyond just the sack totals. It's about the psychological toll it takes on an opponent. When you play against a guy who can break a game open on his own, the opposing play caller becomes conservative, and that is exactly where the Rams' defense thrives. Furthermore, the chemistry that Garrett will build with the rest of the defensive unit is going to be the defining story of our training camp. We are going to see a transformation in how this team handles adversity because we finally have an established veteran who has lived through the highest highs and lowest lows of the professional game. The pressure to deliver a Super Bowl is now immense, and there is nowhere for the team to hide. If they fall short, the critics will point to the price we paid, but if they win, it will be remembered as one of the greatest acquisitions in the history of the franchise. It is a calculated risk that reflects the high-stakes environment of Los Angeles. We are building a legacy, and that requires players who aren't afraid of the spotlight. Myles Garrett is that player, and with the support of his life in LA, we expect him to be fully locked in and ready to dominate from day one. As we look toward the start of the season, the focus shifts entirely to how Myles Garrett will integrate into the defensive scheme and whether the chemistry with his new teammates will be instantaneous. The anticipation is palpable, and the energy in SoFi Stadium is expected to reach new heights as we witness this elite talent put on the Rams jersey for the first time. We've seen the impact of blockbuster trades before, but this one feels different because of the emotional and personal stakes involved for everyone associated with the player. The organization has taken a massive gamble prioritizing immediate impact over long-term draft assets, but that is the cost of doing business when you are chasing greatness. We need to watch closely how the defensive front evolves, as the synergy between Garrett and the remaining core will dictate our ability to stop the league's most potent offenses. This is going to be a season defined by our ability to execute under the pressure of these high expectations. We aren't just looking for wins. We are looking for dominance. We are looking for that championship standard that we've come to expect here in the City of Angels. As we wait for the first kickoff, we want to know what you think about this wild turn of events. Does the rumored influence of Chloe Kim change how you view Myles Garrett's commitment to the team, or are you strictly focused on the impact he brings to our defensive line? Ram it! Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more exclusive coverage as we track every single move on our road to the Super Bowl.